everyone. Greg here with MasterTrader. Well, I think we'd all agree that the short-lived sucker rally I spoke about is over. Today's drop was big. The damage was broad-based across virtually every sector. We'll take a look at a few of them. A lot of stocks got hit, even the ones that had been showing relative strength. A lot of bearish wide range bars today. That purplish minder there is exactly that, a scan for daily bearish wide range bars. We'll take a look at a few of those. I want to say, as we look at this kind of a drop, I mean, here looking at the spiders here, you can clearly see the slice right through the bottom of the support there that I pointed out to in Monday morning's letter. And, obvious break of support. Now, where does it go? Well, just looking at prices, we look at, well, where's the next level of support? And when you have a momentum type of a rally, strong rally, the type that shows, opens and closes next to each other, one bar after the other, moving straight up, that leaves little to no support. So we think, well, the next level of support, where is that at? That's where it should go to, and that is down here. Now, that being said, the subjective reference points, especially when they, as they relate to the broader markets, come into play and can be a very valuable reference point, even though they're subjective, like the moving average here. And the green line is the 50-day moving average, and that is going to be a focal point when the S&Ps come down here. And we can just take a look at the S&P 500 cash, because that's what is always referred to in the media. And so we have that area right down here. I'd have to put a line on there to see exactly what the price is. Thereabouts, around 23 or so, give or take, maybe 23.25. So I would use that as a reference point. I would imagine that prices will get down there tomorrow with the looks of this. Now, with that being said, wide range bars are often followed by narrow range inside bars, or a consolidation period. We'll see if that plays out tomorrow, whether we just get the continuation down. In any event, unless there's some kind of a miracle reversal here tomorrow, which I don't imagine, prices should come down and test that 50 MA, possibly come down here to this area of support. Now, just one thing I wanted to show you. When we talk about this being subjective and nothing being over here to the left, and the way prices moved up, if we were to look at, let's just look at the hourly chart, it should become quite clear. Right, there's nothing there. So 232, 232-ish. Well, this little pivot here is really nothing in relation to this topping pattern. So there's another lesson in that when we look to the left, and even if we see something as minor as a swing low like that being a reference point, if we compare it to what's overhead, and in this case, this large, squarish, roundish top in this break here, it's not something to really count on as being anything of significance. What's of significance is what's down here, this long consolidation. It's this area. As I mentioned, the 50 MA, keep an eye on it, the 232 on the spiders. There'll probably be a bounce from there just because so many follow it. Now let's look at the Qs. Had been showing relative strength. You've got a big, wide, down bar here, wide range bar, igniting bar. There's the volume. 50 MA. What's to the left of it? Absolutely nothing. Let's see. What's the value? 127. 127-ish. Nothing there. Nothing at all. No. So, just looking here, I'm just going to mark this off. Somewhere down here is where a significant reference point of being some price support, which is down below the 50, this little area down here, and I don't have a 100 on here, but that possibly might be in alignment with that. We don't need to look at it. And then the 200 way down here. That's way too far away to us to even consider at this point. Now, subjective reference points, significant reference points down here. Let me just go back to the spiders for a second. Well, what could happen? We have to, stay objective about this and say, well, it should go down here. Okay, well, what if it doesn't? What is our rule? And so those of you that remember or have taken the Advanced Trading Strategies class with me, or what we call TPM2 many years ago, the concept was whether it either goes to support or it could potentially create support. Well, some of you are saying, well, what does that mean, Greg? I didn't take that class. Well, creating support is, it first starts with a pivot, right? Higher lows to both sides, and then ideally that gets tested, and then some type of a W bottom could be created down here. And so at that point we would say, well, you've got that support down here, but this is now created support up here, and we would see how that might play out. Okay, so we'll see what comes and what shapes up in the coming days, and whether that we get the created support or come down to the support, and we'll see how the internals line up at that time, to put that all together. Transports mentioned in the letter, they were showing relative weakness. That was actually in the letter about possible sucker rally coming because of the relative weakness in the transports. That were one of the things that I was looking at. Now, clear breakdown here. Our CSX trade hit a maximum gain today. Very nice move. I can let's bring that up for a second. Had that nice drop down. We had looked at the upside shakeout to the upside and this little rounding shoulder here, if you will, and now it's broken down, and that cleared down through the 50 MA, and it certainly looks like it can go lower. But as far as the options trade goes, that hit its max gain. And as far as the short outright short goes, that hit our target as well. But if you're holding on to this, it certainly looks like it can go lower. Transports. Let's just look at the ETF. Breakdown, wide range bar igniting down. So as I said, broad-based across the board with damage virtually everywhere. So firing on all cylinders, bearish patterns, breakdowns of support. We're looking for lower prices at this point until the internals line up to suggest possibly a low. And then, of course, price has to agree. Gold stocks outperformed today. One of the few things that were up besides, you can see here, utilities. So gold stocks, none of them really look great to me. I mean, I think they can go higher. So American Barrick, nice, can move higher, but, not a great pattern. It could continue higher, but it doesn't really excite me. Nothing really here that jumps out. Possibly low price one going. Not great pattern. So, gold has been trying to make the turn here, but with, short-term interest rates on the rise, and the Fed probably they'll continue to eventually. It's going to be hard for gold to really do anything special, if you will. Short term, we can get a bit of a bounce going here. Bonds continue to move up today. They're coming up into some significant resistance. You want to be aware of that. They've been moving up. I suspect that will stall here in a bit. Russell, engulfing this whole area, big down bar. Stopped on top of this support here. We'll see. This would be another situation where I would think an inside bar resting day tomorrow makes sense. We shall see what the day brings. You got significant support down here. You've got a little swing low here, pivot, but a large top. So bearish patterns here. The Russell had been underperforming. We mentioned that in the letter. The transport's underperforming. They're breaking down. So there is nothing here to suggest the market is going to turn around. The sucker rally, as little as it was, is over. The bearish event that we spoke about has occurred, and we will see how it plays out accordingly. The internet stocks, again, everything got a hit. Big down bar here. Facebook, ugly engulfing bar. It's still an uptrend. It was a grinding, self-correcting type of uptrend, as we call it. But this looks like it's over, and I would not want to short this. If it was some kind of a retest or sideways here, we could then consider a bearish call spread, but we'll see if that plays out. Twitter looks like death. It's, who knows where this is going to stop. As it comes down here to retest this low, maybe it forms a W bottom. We'll be keeping an eye on it to see what it does. Groupon, junk. This is my eBay. This might be of interest. We'll take a look at that for a spread on that. Call credit spread, if that makes sense. PayPal, Netflix. It's been looking like it could go higher. Now, well, it hasn't broken support, but certainly damaged with everything else. Anything that was showing relative strength, the market stays weak here. Just the long side just isn't going to be where to be for a little while here. Maybe Pandora breaks down. With the extent of today's move, I think it's going to be difficult to find shorts that aren't extended to the downside already. So, ideally we do get that consolidation day tomorrow, some type of attempt to retrace. If it just, the bottom falls out of it here, so be it. I probably wouldn't mind it just because that kind of a move tends to get the washout happening very quickly. Excuse me, guys. Sorry here. We'll see how that plays out. E-Trade looking really bad. Amazon, we had that in the letter, and obviously this just wiped it out. The move in the market today. Let's look at those bearish wide range bars because there's lots of them, and then I'm gonna, this video's getting a little long. Tesla, nice move and, nasty drop. So I guess more damage was expected at some point, but it looked like maybe it could retest, but that's broken now. Goldman Sachs, the financials really took it on the chin today. Where were they here? And XLF will come down here around this $23 area where they probably bounce from there or at least stabilize. A lot of them took a hit, and I mentioned that in the letter on Monday. That was another concern, XLF. So a lot of damage there, and a lot of these will, they look to me like they're going to go lower, so we'll wait for some retracements, some sideways action, and we will find a lot more plays in the coming weeks in this financial sector. Because something like this is just not going to be over quickly. A few more of these wide range breaks to the lower here. And they're all over the place. A lot of damage done. Giant bars to the downside. So I would anticipate, as I said, more damage coming. Maybe we get a little bit of a consolidation tomorrow. Just to show you the internals here. These option traders are still neutral. So we need to see, I guess, more damage for them really to believe it and start loading up on the put side. And when they do that, we just know historically that we're going to be closer to a turn of some significance. The fact that the breadth here is getting close to oversold, really doesn't mean much here. And until we get both of these agreeing with each other, I don't anticipate we're going to get any kind of upside movement of significance. But I welcome the downside. It's going to set up a lot of opportunities for us for shorts as they set up. And then when they do come down to support here, because look, the weeklies are still in uptrends here, and I don't have to show you the monthlies, but they are. So wherever these pull down to into these areas of support, when they get there, we will then move down to the daily time frames, right? Because the weeklies will be still moving down, and we'll move down to the dailies, and then we will look for bullish patterns in those support areas with the weekly uptrend still intact, assuming they do stay intact. So that's the plan for now. We'll see what tomorrow brings, and we will have some updates in tonight's letter, and certainly some more tomorrow. So good trading, everyone. Any comments, you're always welcome to email myself, Greg at MasterTrader.com, and certainly email Dan at MasterTrader.com if you have option trading questions to ask of more detail. Dan is a tremendous amount of knowledge to options, and I learn a lot of things from him on a weekly basis about different option strategies. And we'll be doing our get together very soon. We're planning that, and we'll have a lot of conversations about different option strategies and chart patterns and the broader markets, and a lot of great things are coming, guys. So we will talk soon, and best of everything in the trading coming. Good night.